200 of these bad boys. It's our bicentennial, our 200th episode. Crew, let's ranch it up. Good day, everyone, and thanks for riding with us on this all-new episode of the Ranch It Up Radio Show. I'm Jeff Tigger Earhart.
And I'm Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck.
A big thank you goes out to our partners, ranchchannel.com, Jorgensen Land and Cattle. Check out their new listing on ranchchannel.com, by the way. Transova Genetics, Axiota Animal Health, bringing us Multimin and Lactapro, Stockman's Livestock Exchange, the American Gelbvieh Association, Imogene Ingredients, bringing us Pharmatan, Westway Feed Products, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Allied Genetic Resources and Allied Feeding Partners, LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, the Tri-State Livestock News, RFD TV, Wrangler, and this fine radio station. Our bicentennial episode, 200 of these bad boys. Beck, congratulations, and I'm sorry all in one breath.
He says he's sorry because he brought me along on this wild ride, but you know what? It's been a great ride, and I owe a big thank you to all of you listeners out there, fans, supporters, radio stations. It's because of you that you get to hear us each and every week.
And it's because of you that we are able to do this each and every week. So let's get right to the What's Your Beef question. Last week, this is what we had. What was the first state to establish a college of agriculture? And the answer is Michigan. They were the first state to establish a college of agriculture. Claire from Florida, you've got a swag package coming your way. So today we will have our final What's Your Beef question. Well, our final for now. We'll probably have some more to the end of the year.
I'm sure we'll do something closer to Christmas.
We will.
Today, because it is our 200th episode, we're going to do this one a little big, right?
We're going to have the big one.
Special?
We're going to have the big one. Here's what we've got. A Ranch It Up vest. These are awesome, by the way. This is your favorite vest. It is a size medium is the one that we have.
And just so you know, that's a men's medium that he's talking about. They're extremely comfortable. I love them for working cattle, as so does Tigger.
So we have the Ranch It Up size medium, men's size medium vest. Let's throw in a Ranch It Up cap. We will throw in a tee. Let us know what size t-shirt that you need, by the way.
What about a tank top for the ladies?
We will throw in a tank top for the ladies, maybe even some other goodies in there as well. So here is today's 200th anniversary What's Your Beef Ranch It Up question for y'all. Yes.
So everyone's ready, though. First up, what is the phone number they can text or call, as well as the email address? And make sure when you send in your message, you let us know the shirt sizes of yourself, your spouse, because we're sending some men's and women's stuff, along with your mailing address.
Almost forgot that stuff. Thank you, dear. The phone number is 707-RANCH-20. That's 707-726-2420. The email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com. We will take the first correct answer. You're getting that whole package. Okay, here is the question. What is the university that Beck and I both graduated from? Here's a little hint. We both received our animal and range science degree from this university. I know that whittles it down to like 50. But give them some other hints, Beck.
So, yes, on top of Tigger and I both receiving our animal and range science bachelor degrees from this university is a land grant school. It is known for its College of Agriculture, but that's not it. It's also known for its football team.
We're a dynasty, y'all.
They have made it to Frisco multiple times and brought home the championship, too, I might say.
What are the colors? What are our colors?
Green and yellow are our colors. Our mascot's nickname is Thunder. I often joke about that, don't pet the fluffy cow, because it is another term for this. That is our mascot. And here's another big tip for you. One of our former quarterbacks is playing backup quarterback, at the Kansas City Chiefs this year.
That's right. I almost forgot that part.
Yeah, he's Patrick Mahomes' backup.
There you go. So we will take the first correct answer. Our email, ranchitupshow@gmail.com, or you can text us or call and leave a message, 707-726-2420. Good luck. Superior Livestock's Bighorn Classic wrapped up last week in Sheridan, Wyoming. Congratulations to buyers and sellers on yet another successful sale. We watched several of your drafts sell, and let's get a recap. Time to bring in the hoss. Clint Berry with Superior Livestock. Hey, Haas, thanks so much for taking a quick break, literally from shipping calves and visiting with us. Give us the 30,000-foot view, if you will, of how Superior Livestock's Bighorn Classic went last week.
You know, if you look back on the prior 2 weeks before the sale, you know, Bighorn Classic's the third week of August. You look back toward the prior 2 weeks, that's the most volatile time in the cattle business that we've seen in probably a full year's time period, longer than that if you really want to delve into it. But we had a lot of action on the board in a negative fashion. And so there was a lot of, there's a lot of fear, apprehension going into it. What's it going to be like? You know, obviously we were going to weaken up a little bit just because of the way the board had moved and the corrections that had been made, which honestly, in the big picture, as bad as it is, if you're selling cattle to here, sometimes those corrections are required in the market to keep things profitable at all segments. And if you're ever going to adjust out of a market, there's always got to be some ups and downs. It's never just a straight line up or straight line down. But as we went into that sale, there was a lot of unknowns. And I felt really strong. We come out of the gate on Monday selling basically the eastern half of the U.S.'s calves and calves on cows, weaned calves, calves off cows. And that market was good. It was solid. I mean, was it weaker than it had been 30 or 60 days ago? Yes. However, it was still tremendously strong, and there was a lot of action. You know, there were some comments from some buyers that I talked to on the phone, a lot of guys that had felt like they'd been priced out of the market. There was a lot of action from people that had gotten back in and were bragging about the fact they were getting some cattle bought that was mathematically working for their break evens. And I heard a lot of guys that were doing, you know, in essence, they were cheapening up their original purchase. So maybe they'd been buying 5 weights or 6 weights or something, and they were able to get some more same kind of caliber, same kind of delivery window cattle for a little less to cheapen up the overall of their inventory in the feed yards. And that's all part of it. You know, it's just inventory management. So there was a lot of action in the sale, which made it really good. We roll into Tuesday and the board kind of wrecks on us again, you know, for absolutely no fundamental reason whatsoever. That's the day we're launching yearlings. We're selling yearlings from all across the country. There was, we also had some yearlings on Wednesday just because we had so many consignments, but we ground through that day and things got good. And the better cattle bought better money. And, you know, it was a solid day and you could feel the momentum starting to shift. Then we hit Wednesday and we finish up with our yearlings that came out of like regions 1 and 2, which would be the West and the Northern Plains. Sold those cattle really well, probably above the market of where we had been before. Part of that is location and address, quality of cattle. That helps with some of it. But we started in selling those calves on Wednesday, and then we moved into Thursday and Friday selling cattle out of the western half, the northern half of the U.S. And while it was not a rocket launch, it was a grind. But there was just confidence that was being built, in my opinion, throughout the day. Were there ups and downs? Yes, of course there are. Were there changes in price, you know, partially due to locations? Absolutely. Freight's always going to be part of the equation. That never goes away. But that momentum just kept slowly building, you know, progressing forward. And when we left the sale, we felt really strong about it. You know, you're always going to have some lots that you look back on. You're like, well, I'm not sure I understand that. And that could be because they brought so much that you don't understand it, or because they sold for under the money you don't understand. But hey, that's the market. That's the auction at work right there. But we felt really strong as the week went on. And we sold cattle, me and my team, we sold cattle every day of all 5 days. So we were kind of pretty well into it throughout the entire week. Sheridan's always our biggest auction, but overall, I think as we step away from that is a really healthy snapshot of what we're probably going to be looking at like as we move forward this fall, because I will have some corrections and hopefully we can continue to grind forward, but we have corrected the market from the highs of the year. And I would not foresee us being able to touch them again, especially as we move in the fall run into the barns and into a lot of them calves coming off and the big run gets started especially in the central northern plains areas where most of them calves come out at the same time. But overall, I mean, there's a ton of optimism, and I felt really strongly about it, and I like the direction we're going, you know, as an industry there. I just think we've still got all the leverage on our side from a supply side, you know, the producers in the driver's seat here, and with this correction a little bit, some of our feeders can make some money, and maybe we can push that fat market up, because that's where all the funds in the industry come from, is back through the consumer to us. So I walked out of Sheridan feeling a lot better than I walked into it. I can sure tell you that.
Time to take a quick break here on the Ranch It Up radio show. When we come back, Clint shares some of his thoughts on what options producers have for selling calves going forward. Keep it locked right here, and we'll be back. At Transova Genetics, it's simple. Their mission is to provide opportunity and advantage through genetic acceleration. Sounds great, but what does it mean? That means using the latest technology to get your cow herd where you want it and where you need it as quickly and efficient as possible. So, from now until September 30th, any donor cow collected via IVF will receive a $100 discount. Genetics you need and money back in your pocket. To schedule an appointment or consultation, head to transova.com. A lot of you have been using ranchchannel.com to select your new herd sires. Well, coming soon, feeder and live cattle markets, corn, wheat, and bean futures, all at ranchchannel.com. And don't forget, lots of upcoming sales. Just head to ranchchannel.com. The Jorgensen Land and Cattle 2024 Mother Lode Angus Female Sale, Saturday, September 21st at the farm in Ideal, South Dakota.
There will be all running ages. There'll be bred heifers. There'll be a handful of fall calving cows. We are selling our elite cows, and so it'll be a really, really excellent opportunity for someone to get a hold of some high-powered genetics.
Attend in person or watch and bid live on DV Auction or Superior Livestock. Jorgensen Land and Cattle, Saturday, September 21st at the farm in Ideal, South Dakota. For years now, I've been telling you all about Pharmatan from Imogene Ingredients. Well, it's time to make the change and add Pharmatan to your cow's diet, to your calves' diet. Get that boost in health and increase feed efficiency. It all starts with nutrition, so add Pharmatan. Hey crew, welcome back to the Ranch It Up radio show. Clint Berry with Superior Livestock stayed with us, recapping last week's Bighorn Classic sale. So what options do producers have that did not sell last week or didn't take the prices or holding off for, say, like 30, 60, 90 days? What can we do?
The reality is the customer's always right. Just ask him. The customer's going to be right.
Right.
I don't deny the fact. I don't know any more than the next guy of whether or not this market is going to go up $15 in the next 90 days or go down. But if you're asking my gut, welcome to the new market for the rest of the year. This is roughly within reason. We're going to move up and down, but this is where we're going to sell cattle. What you need to put your blinders on. What we saw in July was an all-time high, and we're probably not going back to that market. Especially if we have some political issues that don't go our way, and just the fear from that, which is what caused part of this non-fundamental correction that we saw over the last 30 days. So the kicker there is to be realistic in what you're wanting to do, run those numbers, make sure it's profitable for you. But I can't in good conscience tell somebody that if you'll just hold out and wait 60 days, this market will be back where it was. Now on the same hand, I don't have a big fear to tell somebody that if you hold out, it won't be worse than it is today. I mean, we got no fundamental reason why the market should be going down, but that is the livelihood of a market, is ups and downs. So, I mean, you've got a product that's still going to keep the big picture in mind and forget the market talk for just a second. You're a producer raising a product that has value, inherently, regardless if we're selling $1 calves or $4 calves, and you are in a short supplied market. We are running short of cattle. We calve the smallest cow herd in the history of my life this year. So no matter what, we're going to be short of cattle. Do we have a lot of cattle on feed? Yes, we do. You know why? Because every heifer in the country is standing in a feed yard, just like last year, because we're not keeping heifers. We're not restocking. We're not rebuilding, at least not obviously from looking at our numbers when you're still seeing heifers sell $15 to $30 back a steer price, depending on their weight class. So that leverage is still going to remain in our pocket. And fundamentally, these cattle are going to be worth a lot of money because we're enjoying the greatest time of demand for our beef product, regardless, both internationally and domestically. It's all the fundamentals are in the favor of the producer right now. I mean, I think going forward, the producer's in the driver's seat, and keep that leverage stick in your toolbox. Be smart, think through your marketing strategies, put those cattle in an opportunity to force action on them, to where you can capture the maximum amount of money that's out there. But I mean, I sure couldn't tell a guy that you should expect to get $20 a hundredweight more if you'll just hold and wait, because I think that ship sailed. Now, all that being said, I want to say, I'll end that statement with a little realism. If you don't think about 30 and 60 days ago, this is the greatest market we've ever sold in. I mean, this is as strong or better than what we did last year. And that was the greatest market we'd ever seen. So we're still in an amazing market. I mean, can you imagine selling $1,800 ball and calves? Most of us that have been around for more than a decade in this business know how ridiculous that sounds.
Right, right.
And so don't forget how good it is. It's still really good. We're enjoying cull cow prices like I never believed would happen in my lifetime. So I mean, there's just a lot of demand for our product, and the hard work and dedication that everybody pours into it. You're in a good spot. I understand you want the maximum amount of money you can, and I want you to do everything you can to get that. But just the sky is not falling. We are still in one heck of a marketplace going forward, and I see this being sustainable for several years, because we've not started. The numbers aren't in to start showing us that we're retaining heifers. And the moment we start doing that, then there's some fundamental reasons that the cattle market could go higher, because those heifers are off the market in the short term. In the long term, that's the numbers that we're looking for to say, okay, so here's where the curve starts. That lays in the scenario when fresh calves into the pool be coming back in. So keep your eye on those fundamental numbers like that. But right now, it is a really good time to have calves for sale. There just ain't no other way around it.
Clint Berry, the Haas with Superior Livestock. Appreciate it, buddy. A full recap of the sale can be found in the show notes at ranchitupshow.com. Time for a quick break. The Ranch It Up Radio Show will be back. Have y'all tried LivestockMarket.com yet? We have updates each and every week, brought to us by AuctionTime.com. We're all familiar with that one. Try LivestockMarket.com. And don't forget, for all your equine needs, head to EquineMarket.com. Attention cattle producers. Boost your herd's trace mineral status with Axiota Animal Health's Multi-Min 9D. This injectable solution delivers essential trace minerals known to support cattle health and reproduction. Don't settle for less when it comes to your herd health. Trust Axiota Animal Health to keep your cattle in prime condition. Visit your local supplier or veterinarian to learn more about Multi-Min 90. Multi-Min 90, because healthy cattle mean a healthy bottom line. It's time now to start adding value to those Gelbvieh and Balancer calves. The American Gelbvieh Association offers a wide variety of DNA tests and delivers its members and customers tools for success within the beef industry. You owe it to yourself by going to gelbvieh.org. The best way to raise beef on pasture, on crop residue, or in a dry lot, it's Westway feed products. Westway liquid supplements support increased forage utilization, efficiency, convenience, and sustainability. Find your nearest rep by calling 800-800-7517 or head to westwayfeed.com on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Breeding season is here, and maybe you haven't made all of your decisions yet. Maybe you're fixing to AI some cows or some heifers. Turn to Allied Genetic Resources. Top quality semen from elite bulls. With over 50,000 head marketed annually, turn to Allied Genetic Resources. Welcome back to the Ranch It Up Radio Show. It is that time in the program. We check in with Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated, recapping the markets from last week. Hey, Kirk, what's going on?
Good morning, Tigger, and all your listeners out there. As of Friday, August 23rd, September feeder futures closed the week at 238.42.5. That's down 62.5 cents on the week, with the CME feeder index at 241.70, down 501 on the week. The combined narrowed the basis to a very normalized negative 87.5 cents. The deferred months are carrying as much as a negative $10 basis. Very bearish sentiment out there in the futures market. We did have a cattle on feed report with cattle on feed at 100.2 versus expectations of 100. Placements came in at 105.8 versus expectations of 104. and the marketed number came in at 107.7 versus expectations of 108.2. The report was bearish versus expectations, but a guy has to wonder how much of this has already been built into the market. October live cattle closed the week at 175.57.5. That's down 247.5 on the week, with cash trading 183 to 184 in the south and 184 to 186 in the north. That left the 5-area weighted average down 542 at 184.38, and the basis a very normalized positive 181. Weekly slaughter was 608,000 head. That's up 6,000 head versus last week and 18,000 head lower than the same week last year. Choice boxes closed the week down 11 at 317.34. Beef demand has stayed very strong as cattle prices aggressively weakened. To wrap this up, December corn closed the week at 391.25. That's down 1 cent. Corn continues to search for a bottom following the Pro Farmer crop tours that reported very strong yields. It's definitely time for end users to start paying pretty close attention for hedging opportunities or cash buys.
Hey, Mark Vanzee with LivestockMarket.com. Coming up this Wednesday, September 4th, we have an all-class cattle online auction. Bidding opens at just $100 a head, no reserves. All lots will sell. Featured lots include 170 black heifer calves selling on 2 85-head lots. They're 600 pounds, 75 days weaned, 3 rounds of shots, guaranteed open from Poston Livestock in Cassidy, Kansas. 17 belted Galloway bulls selling on 2 lots. They're low-input bulls that have been bred for better genetics the last 40 years from Manna Farms in Bloomberg, New York. 33 belted Galloway cows selling on 2 lots. Some are exposed, some are open from Manna Farms. 5 Simmental cows. They're purebred and can be registered. They're bred, double vaccinated from Wilson Farms in Paris, Illinois. And 5 Simmental bred heifers. They're all bred for calving ease and they can be registered, double vaccinated from Wilson Farms. And 4 purebred Scottish Highlander steers selling on individual lots, 650 pounds, 60-plus days weaned, healthy, well-fed, and they come from strong, resilient stock from Gaza Farm in Greeley, Colorado. Now, featured hay lots include 102 large square alfalfa bales, 3x3x8, weed-free, premium second cutting stuff stored inside from Kendall County Equipment in Otsego, Illinois. 21 tons of large square alfalfa grass mix, 3x3x8, 750 pounds, no rain, stored in the hoop building, and deliveries available from Wagner Forage in Kankakee, Illinois. 21 tons of large square alfalfa brome and orchard mix, 3x3x8, 750 pounds, was baled at 15 to 20% moisture, been sprayed with preservative from Wagner Forages. 23 tons of large square alfalfa wheat bales. Now this is 3x4x8, 1,500 pounds, 10 to 14% moisture. Straight alfalfa with volunteer wheat prevalent from Keller Farms in Sand Creek, Michigan. 30 large round prairie bales selling on 10 bale lots. It's 5x6. Net wrap first cutting 2024 from Cobb's Auctions in David City, Nebraska. 16 large round alfalfa bales selling on 2 8-bale lots, 5x5. Net wrap second cutting 1,800 pounds from Spurville Motor in Stanton, Nebraska. And 315 small square alfalfa grass bales selling on 3 105-bale lots. It's 60% alfalfa, 50 pounds. It was made nice and dry, stored in the barn from Allenberger Auctions in Malta, Illinois. Bidding's currently live, but all these lots are going to sell the morning of Wednesday, September 4th at 10 a.m. Central Time. Got cattle to sell? Regular online cattle auctions, first and third Wednesday of every month, with hay sales every Wednesday on LivestockMarket.com and AuctionTime.com.
Did you know there's a way for ranchers to learn about new management practices, business strategies, and create marketing plans without having to sit through boring Zoom calls or hire a consultant? Hey, I'm Shaye Koester, and I'm the host of the Casual Cattle Conversations podcast. A few weeks ago, I shared the story of the Rancher Mind program and how cattlemen and women across the country use this community to learn from industry experts and fellow producers by joining monthly Q&A calls where they can ask the questions that matter to them without sitting through slides and presentations that aren't designed to meet the needs or answer the questions that they truly have. From cattle marketing opportunities to creating alternative revenue streams and even hiring ranch employees, heck, they even talk about strategic planning. Rancher Minds is the online community for ranchers to learn together, laugh together, pray together, and come together, all while accommodating busy family schedules and never-ending to-do lists. Rancher Mind members join from the office, the feed truck, the tractor, coming home from their kids' ball games, literally wherever life finds them at that time. You can learn more by searching for Casual Cattle Conversations on your favorite podcast app and listening to the full episode. Happy ranching, folks, and have a great day.
I tip my hat to you, from one legend to another.
Before we say fare thee well, we want to give a big old tip of the hat, and that goes to each and every one of you. Thank you, fans and listeners, supporters, radio stations of the Ranch It Up show. We appreciate you greatly. 200 episodes down.
And now that's going to wrap it up for today. A big thank you from our crew to yours. Clint Berry, the Haas, with Superior Livestock and Allied Genetic Resources. Shaye Koester with Casual Cattle Conversations. Kirk Donsbach, StoneX Financial Incorporated. Mark Vanzee with LivestockMarket.com. And, of course, to the boss lady, Rebecca Koester, a.k.a. Beck.
Thank you to our partners, RanchChannel.com, Jorgensen Land and Cattle, Transova Genetics, Axiota Animal Health, bringing us Multimin and Lactopro, Stockman's Livestock Exchange, the American Galvy Association, Imogene Ingredients, Pharmatan, Westway Feed Products, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Allied Genetic Resources, Allied Feeding Partners, LivestockMarket.com, EquineMarket.com, AuctionTime.com, the Tri-State Livestock News, RFD TV, Wrangler, and this fine radio station.
And crew, so glad y'all came with us one more time as we ranch it up. 200 times y'all have done it, by the way. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook at Ranch It Up Show. Our email is ranchitupshow@gmail.com. Call and text 24/7 at 707-RANCH-20. That's 707-726-2420. Spread the good word and join us again next week, where it's always Tigger and Beck approved.
Stay ranchy and ranch it up.